Hey guys, welcome to my latest unboxing video. In this video I am going to unbox a Synology DiskStation as well as 4 IronWolf 6TB NAS drives because I'm going to make a 12TB RAID 10 NAS drive using this and these 4 drives. Okay, so here I'll show you one of the boxes for the drive. So this is an IronWolf 6TB drive by Seagate, and I've got 4 of those. Okay, so let's take one out of the box just to show you. Let's take it out of the wrapping. Wrapping is there. We'll put that box aside. So there you go, 6TB drive. What else have we got? There's a little ad thing there. All right, we're gonna put that down there for now. Okay, this is a anti-static bag, so we'll open that. Let's see, so just maybe. All right. Right, so there you go. That's a 6TB drive. Okay, IronWolf Seagate. All right, I'm going to put this in the container. So I will be unboxing these as well. So might as well make a start now. So let's do this. I'm going to unbox every single one in real time. So just bear with me. So just while I'm unboxing and unpacking all this stuff, the reason why I'm doing this is because I do a lot of video projects, and I found that over time, since I've started using 4K video, my drive space has gone up quite a lot. Like the demand for drive space has gone up quite a lot, so I do need a lot more space. So I currently have a 4TB, a 6TB, and an 8TB that have a lot of downloads and a lot of projects I've been doing like for so many years, and they are actually starting to fill up. So I've decided now is the time to build a new additional drive. I wasn't sure whether I was going to build a RAID 5 or maybe I needed more drive space, but I figured it's actually cheaper to, like, you know, say the cost per gigabyte or the cost per terabyte. It's actually cheaper to make a 12TB RAID 10 as opposed to making a 12TB RAID 1. Because you'll see, if you go to the shops, you'll see that the 12TB drives are actually far more expensive than the 6TB. So it seems to make more sense doing it this way. And the other advantage of using a RAID 10, you get faster read and write speeds with the striping technology that you get with a RAID 0. And the RAID 1, it mirrors the data. So it's very fault tolerant. So that means if one drive fails, you still have all the data on the other drive. Of course, the disadvantage with a RAID 1 or RAID 10 is that, let's say here you've got 6, 12, 18, 24 terabytes. You only can use half the space. So half the drives are used for the space, and the other half are used for fault tolerance. But in my history of hard drives, I've had a couple of hard drives fail on me, and I did not make enough backups, so I did pay the price. But that was a long, long time ago, and you learn from experience. Okay, so we've got our drives. So we've got 6, 12, 18, 24. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these on top of each other, and we're going to get this one. So this is the Synology DiskStation. And by the way, this whole thing, these 4 drives and this cost about just over $1,000 US. So I'm going to use the $1,000 US. What I meant to say is I'm going to use US dollars instead of Hong Kong, just so people will understand. So, all right, so that's the DiskStation. It's the DS418. and let's have a look. So you can see the specifications, you can see, all right, it's got, yep, all the ports, everything you need. Yeah, I'm gonna connect this with a LAN port. We have Ethernet at home, so we don't use Wi-Fi. And also, the problem with Wi-Fi, it's a lot slower. And when you transfer a lot of videos, especially in my case, if you transfer a lot of 4K videos, you need the speed. For transferring Wi-Fi, just doesn't cut the mustard. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna start unboxing this thing. So let's see what we've got now. I don't know what to expect, but we'll see. All right, so there's a power cable here. So we'll, hang on, oh, it's just, okay, let's do this. All right, it's a power cable. 3 pins, good. It's a bit of a mess on the left-hand side. All right, we're gonna take this box and put it aside. All right, there's another box. Let's open this. All right, okay, what have we got? Black LAN cable. Yeah, we're gonna need that. There's a LAN cable. So put that down. Quick installation guide in English. It's a very pictorial reference of how to install the drives into the appropriate caddies. Yeah, all right. Usually I don't read the manuals, I just pick it up as I go along, because I've done quite a few of these before. All right, this must be the adapter. Oh, I think there's some mounting screws. Let's see, what are these? These are some screws. So put those there. And there's another LAN cable. I'm not going to take that out the bag. By the way, this is an unedited, unscripted video, so sorry. Sometimes I don't really know what to say because I don't use a script, you see, and sometimes I'm always thinking about what to say next. So forgive me if I mess up my lines because I actually don't have any lines. All right, let's move on. By the way, what I just threw to the left-hand side, this is a key so you can put your drives in the bay, you can lock the front. And there's the AC adapter. Yep, there you go. Pretty standard. All right, there's another box inside here. So let's take a look. Oh, yes. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I know what this is. Now we come to the actual NAS drive. So we're going to pull this thing out. Okay, so let's get the bottom bit out. Before we do anything, let's get the bottom part. All right, that's just the bottom bit, the mount. So when you move the box, it doesn't shake the NAS drive box all over the place and cause damage. Okay, now, for the intents and purposes, I'm gonna move this box out the way. Let's put this down. All right, we're gonna take the wrapping off. Okay, let's have a look. Right, let's see, shall I just, okay, there you go. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, let's have a look. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, gotta be careful about the static. All right, so that's the Synology drive. Sorry, we have a black surface and a black drive, so it camouflages a little bit, so sorry about that. Anyway, let me just get it up for you. I think you could see that. So that's the Synology drive. USB 3.0 connection at the top. All right, you've got your bay areas. So, oh yeah, you can just slide them out. See, just like that. That way you don't have to unscrew and lift the top up. So that's very, very efficient. Right, Synology. Look at the back. You've got two, I believe those are gigabit ports. We just need to use one. That's for your AC adapter, USB 3.0. You can also hook up a Wi-Fi device there as well if you want to put this on the Wi-Fi, which we're not going to do. You've got two fans on the back. And right, so and a switch on the bottom right corner. Looks pretty slick. All right, so let's see if I can just increase the brightness somewhat. Okay, that might be a bit better. Okay. All right, let's get cracking. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just take the drives. And by the way, I'm going to just adjust my camera. I'm going to lower it a bit so you can see better, so just bear with me for a moment. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera, which of course is my iPhone. Alright, let's see, will that do? Yeah, I think that will do. Okay, I'm going to sit down while I do this. I've been standing for quite a bit. Okay, so as far as I know, I've got to take each one of these out, so let's take this out. Okay, so we want to mount this to, let's see how we do this. Okay, so I guess without reading the instruction manual, it should just be like that. Whoops, darn. Yeah, I gotta take this off. I have another Synology drive and it does exactly the same thing. It's very similar. What you have to do is, instead of like using the screws, you can take this bit off, and then this kind of acts as a screw. It holds the hard drive in place. So we'll see if we can do that. If we can get one, we can get all four. So let's see. All right, that's one. Let's do the other one. So let's. Okay, we'll do this. All right, so. All right, that's one. So let's see. We'll just want to make sure that it actually slots in. Okay, let's see. Looks. I think that's going to work. Yep. Okay. Great. So I'm going to do the others. Let's do the others now. I'm going to put this aside. Excuse me. Let's do the other ones. So we'll take the next one. We'll slide that out. Again, this is a real-time recording. I'm not editing this. I'm not stopping the video. I'm just going to keep this going. If I do make a video setting up the NAS drive, well, when I come around to setting up the NAS drive using software, I'll make a separate video for this. I'm not going to do that on this video because I need to set up my computer. All right, that's the second one. All right, I'm not going to slide those in just yet. I'm just going to keep them in there. We'll dump this to the side. All right, let's do number 3. So just while I'm doing this, I'll just say that you find that when you have a lot of computers, it really helps to have a NAS drive. And if you have a really fast internet connection, it also helps because you can get your files almost anywhere. You can hook up your files onto the internet, or as they like to say, in the cloud or on the cloud. And it's very convenient, but you just have to know how to set up your router in order to get that done. It took me quite a while to set up years ago, but I've gotten the knack of it. I guess the reason why I wanted to originally go for a 10 to 12 terabyte RAID 1, that means a smaller case was, well, it was smaller and it would take up less room in the flat. Problem is, it turns out that the cost per terabyte and the 12 terabyte drive is actually far more expensive than the 6 terabyte. So it actually made more sense economically to get 4 of these drives and do it like this. Even though this costs a little bit more, this, right, it's actually cheaper. So yeah, you can save yourself a bit of money. And as I've said, because it's a striped drive, it will be faster than if you only have 2 drives. Okay. Excuse me. Oh gosh, we've got to get this in. Okay. Oops. Got to make sure we get this in the right way. Oh, it's probably not in completely. Oh yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't go in, don't force it. You want to make sure that the hole is aligned. There we go. That's much better. That's much, much better. I was quite surprised as well as how much the hard drives actually cost. I guess I've been working with computers for a long, long time, and I remember, you know, back in 2001 when 100 gigabytes, I'm going to use Hong Kong dollars, but 100 gigabytes cost about 2,000 Hong Kong dollars, which if you do 2,000 divided by 8, that is US dollar equivalent. Yeah, so maybe about, what, 250, just under 300 US dollars for a 100 gigabyte hard drive. All right. I'm also hoping that at some point the SSD technology gets cheaper. I mean, they are getting cheaper, but still, I think if you want a lot of storage, you've got to use the spindle drives. Are the 6 terabyte drive, are they using helium? I'm actually not so sure. I read in order to increase the capacity, the hard drives use helium. I haven't really been following up enough about this. But anyway, I think it might be the 10 terabyte drive. Oh well, let's move on. Okie dokie. All right. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. I did Spanish when I was at school years ago. Kind of lost my touch. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's try this key. So what do? We just lock it. So we're gonna lock the drives in place. How do we do it? Yeah, it's got to make sure you got to align this part with the notch. Sorry, everything's so dark in here. I just got to. Oops. All right, let's just make sure. Yep. I mean, not that anyone's going to come and nick the drives, but there you go. Right, so I have plugged those in. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to turn it around. For intents and purposes, we are going to plug in the AC adapter. I'll take the little wire off. I might just plug it into the socket over there, just see if we get any kind of response. All right, so let's fire this up soon. So I'll make another video to show the setup. Just hopefully this thing works, then we can go on to the next video. All right, if you just bear with me, I'm going to plug this end into the socket at the back. So just bear with me for a moment. It's quite messy on this table. All right, there we go. Now, what we're going to do... All right, I'm not going to bother with the USB, I'm not going to bother with the network cable just now. All right, so we're going to just turn the drive over. Let's take the cable, we're going to plug it into the back part, which is this part. No. All right, let's do that. Let's plug it in, and let's see what happens. This thing will go in. Gotta get the notch in the right place, and is that gonna go in? Okay, hang on. Is it in? Sorry, I need to push it in. I need to push it in. Yeah. Sometimes it needs a very slight amount of force if the pins are not aligned, especially. Okay, now let's power this baby up and let's see what happens. Okay, let's power up. Well, it's got a light, so at least we know there's electricity. All right, so there we have it. So it took about 20 minutes to put everything in. By the way, there's quite a mess over there. I'm going to clean it up later. All right, check in for the next video where I will be setting this up. So thank you very much for watching and see you shortly. Bye-bye.